Leading businesses, leading communities. Presented by the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce in partnership with Insight. Sponsored by St. Elizabeth Healthcare and hosted by the President of the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce, Steve Stevens.
Welcome to Leading Businesses, Leading Communities. This program is produced in partnership with Insight and made possible through the sponsorship of St. Elizabeth Healthcare. St. Elizabeth brings the best thinking from around the globe right here to Northern Kentucky, because the human specialists at St. Elizabeth Healthcare believe that each person in our community should have access to world-class care throughout every stage of life. St. Elizabeth Healthcare, the best of what's human and humanly possible. The Northern Kentucky Chamber involves our members in the top local business, civic, and community priorities. Our economy is driven by businesses of all types and sizes. This program showcases 3 leading businesses that are members of our chamber to help you get to know our business community better. Our first guest today is Dr. Ed Hughes. He's President and CEO of Gateway Community and Technical College. Dr. Hughes will discuss the Vision 2015 and Agenda 360 collaboration on a regional job outlook that is forecasting the occupations that will be most in demand and pay the best in 2020. Dr. Hughes will share the pride Gateway feels in being the entryway for anyone seeking education and training that will lead to a variety of career opportunities and a better quality of life. Our second guest is Katie Raverty, Customer Relations Manager with Best Way Disposal. Best Way Disposal offers a wide variety of services ranging from waste and recycling services to portable restrooms and landscaping materials. This diverse spectrum of services has allowed Best Way Disposal to be considered the one-call-does-it-all service provider. And our third guest today is Frank Hicks with Harper Oil Products. Harper Oil Products is a family-owned and operated business, an authorized marketer of Marathon Oil brands, located in the Northern Kentucky Industrial Park in Florence. They've operated in Northern Kentucky since 1974 and serve all of Greater Cincinnati, including Ohio, Indiana, and Kentucky. Frank will tell us more about their involvement with the delivery of commercial fuels and lubricants. Today's health and wellness guest will be Dr. Heidi Murley, St. Elizabeth Healthcare's Women's Wellness Breast Center. When you have issues with your breast health, you want professionals focused on this area of medicine on your side. The Breast Centers of St. Elizabeth Women's Wellness brings together the very best experts in this field for you. The collaborative team of highly skilled medical professionals includes radiologists who specialize in mammography, surgeons, and other physicians specializing in breast cancer, nurse navigators specially trained in breast health, genetic counselors, technologists specifically trained in mammography and breast ultrasound, trained and certified support staff offering an array of needed services. So folks, let's get started by introducing our 3 leading Northern Kentucky businesses to you. Well, folks, today we're going to meet Dr. Ed Hughes. He's president of Gateway Community and Technical College, and we've got some interesting information to share. Dr. Hughes, thanks for being on the show today.
Well, appreciate the opportunity.
Vision 2015, Agenda 360, 2 organizations that are regionally focused, recently collaborated on a regional job outlook, and this report focused on occupations. And these are the things that are going to be in the most demand and pay the best, looking forward to the year 2020. Very interesting in that the report reported that the fastest growing jobs will be in the areas of healthcare, education, business, financial, and computer and mathematical occupations, as well as manufacturing, which is kind of close behind. Some of those probably weren't surprising, but maybe some were. How do you react to a report like that?
Well, the report's a great tool for colleges and universities, and even going through K through 12, because it really allows us to focus on those high-wage, high-demand jobs in this region. We have to do that in order to really match up students and their graduate skills to what the jobs are. So we at Gateway offer a lot of programs, both a certificate, diploma, and 2-year degree programs, even graduating into a transfer program in those particular areas that are mentioned in the report.
And that's so important to know, because this report was unlike many others. Not only did it talk about jobs and available jobs, but it did specifically talk about the training requirements and the education requirements. So we kind of all knew and assumed that education and training beyond high school or on-the-job training was going to be important and required, but this report said 9 out of the top 10 jobs in our region in 2020 are going to require that.
And it's not just 2020 again, Steve. It's today and in the immediate future. Right now, experts tell us that there's about 3 million jobs, 3 to 4 million jobs in this country that are unfilled right now. And they're not, so it's not a jobs issue, it's a skills gap. And so we have individuals who have gaps in their skills that don't allow them to take the vacancies and the jobs in those areas you mentioned. That's the same here. So that kind of a report helps us identify for young people and not so young people who want retraining the kinds of career path that you need in order to be able to be successful in those jobs.
Absolutely. What about the investment in a college education? You know, folks try to decide what should I do? Should I try to get on-the-job training, jump into a job, and all this stuff? What about the investment? What would you say, in your opinion? What does that mean, whether questioning that?
Well, there's a lot of discussion about the value of higher education, post-secondary education in this country. I don't think there's a question that the more education, post-secondary education you have, places like Gateway Community Technical College, allows an individual to have a very high return on that investment. For instance, if a student wants to get a baccalaureate degree in some of those areas you talked about, they'll come to a community college like Gateway, receive an associate degree, and then transfer. They will save 40% of the cost of a baccalaureate degree. Yet alone those individuals who just need either upgrade skill training, or a 2-year degree program, the kind of investment that you make and the return on that almost immediately within the first 2 or 3 years is very, very high.
Absolutely. Before we run out of time, so folks are thinking about it right now. They hear about these jobs that are going to be possible in the near future. What about you? Are you accepting students right now? We
accept students on a rotational basis about every 4 weeks. So we will have a new term starting September 10th, another one on the 17th, and one in October. So students can get all their information gathered, get advised, get placed in the right classes ahead of their start date, so they can start right and make a successful pathway.
Flexible, accessible, it's right here in your own backyard. Folks, on the screen is the information you need to contact Gateway. Dr. Hughes, thanks for being on our show today.
Thanks for the opportunity, Steve.
Folks, we'll be back in just a moment.
When they tell you it's the economy, when they tell you times are tough, when they tell you it's a technology gap, ask yourself, who are they anyway? In 2 years or less, our Go-to-Work program can train you for a better career in fields that are hiring, fields that pay, with classes that are close to home and easy to afford. So go further, go faster, go for more. Go you. Gateway Community and Technical College. Higher education begins here.
When you think about it, courage is a muscle. You gotta keep it strong. Build it up, because you'd be surprised what that muscle can do. At St. Elizabeth Healthcare, orthopedics is designed to return your body to where it used to be. And even better, so you can feel confident again, physically and mentally able, getting you back to the things you love. St. Elizabeth Healthcare, the best of what's human and humanly possible.
Well, during my interview with Gateway President Ed Hughes, I referenced the 2020 Jobs Outlook that took an in-depth look into job growth and demand for education and training over the decade for more than 800 occupations in our 15-county region. The Center for Economic Analysis and Development at Northern Kentucky University and the Institute for Policy Research at the University of Cincinnati produced the forecasts for the report using new Bureau of Labor Statistics data. This report was created to be a directional guide for targeting our job creation and workforce preparation efforts to accelerate the growth of the region. The findings say that we're expected to have nearly 340,000 total job openings over the next decade. We're encouraged by this, but also believe that aggressive new economic development strategies should be created so that we accelerate this number and create even more jobs between now and 2020. The data for our area clearly identifies the fastest growing and best paying occupations, and they are those related to healthcare, education, business, finance, and technology. Production and construction will also grow and provide well-paying jobs for years to come. The report verifies what many already knew, and that was that education and training beyond high school is required for well-paying jobs. Among jobs paying over the median wage, 9 out of 10 will require some combination of post-secondary education, on-the-job training, and/or work experience beyond 1 year. For more than 10 years, employers, chambers of commerce, workforce boards, and education and training providers from across our tri-state region have worked together to close skill gaps for targeted industries. In fact, since 2008, more than 5,500 individuals for in-demand jobs in healthcare, advanced manufacturing, and construction. The data in this report is useful for all of us who support business to make sure employers have the talent they need to compete and people have the skills they need for good jobs. If you'd like an electronic version of the 2020 Jobs Outlook, please visit www.regional-indicators.org. Well, nearly 50 years ago, 911 technology was created by the telecommunications industry as an innovative method for governments across the country to provide a life-saving service for its citizens. The telephone industry provided the technology and billing mechanism at that time. Therefore, it was logically placed on landline telephones. Today, we view this life safety service to not only be necessary, but a critical function of the government to provide, much like police and fire department services. Moreover, like all government services, we want it to work well and to be delivered as efficiently and cost-effectively as possible. Recently, the Chamber aided the Kenton County Fiscal Court in assessing ways to consolidate their 911 dispatch service so that one system would serve the entire county, rather than the 3 centers currently in operation. It is a long-standing position of the Northern Kentucky Chamber to encourage and support government efficiency at all levels, and we were ready to assist the Fiscal Court in their mission to identify the fairest and most efficient means to fund the 911 consolidation. In order for this to occur, a new source of funding is needed to be identified to replace the current surcharge on landline telephone bills. Due to the consumer shift towards mobile phones, the landline surcharge is no longer a sustainable source. Several options had been discussed and debated by the Kenton County Fiscal Court for financing this service, and thanks to the leadership of Judge Executive Steve Arlinghouse and Commissioners Beth Sewell, John Dowd, and Chris Knockelman, the Fiscal Court approved that means to finance the service through a flat fee on land parcels. The Fiscal Court should be recognized for moving the ball forward on efficient government practices that will produce a safer 911 dispatch service for its constituents. This region has many successful mergers and service consolidations to its credit. Shared utilities, joint maintenance agreements, and sharing of fire and police protection between communities are numerous across our region. But like many consolidation efforts, the road to reaching agreement, fairness in funding, and oversight is not easy. Perseverance, openness, and compromise, however, are key. In the end, consolidation aligns directly with the Chamber's mission in that we believe that a government that makes wise, efficient investments in services like 911 dispatch will save taxpayer dollars that can turn into investments in economic development, infrastructure, and additional quality of life amenities. Well, folks, right now we need to take a short break, but when we come back, we'll showcase another Chamber member business, so don't go away.
How do you get a jump on better health care? You start early. You build expertise and technology. Dedicate yourself to integrity. At St. Elizabeth, we're defining the future of health care for Northern Kentucky and beyond, because tomorrow's an opportunity, so we're starting early, just like we did today. St. Elizabeth Healthcare, the best of what's human and humanly possible.
Welcome back, folks, and thanks for tuning in to Leading Businesses, Leading Communities. This segment, we're going to meet Katie Raverty, and she's with Best Way Disposal. That's a full-service waste management company, and they've just begun waste and recycling pickup in Northern Kentucky and Hamilton, Ohio, coming from Indiana. Welcome, Katie. Glad to have you on the show.
Thank you.
The first thing folks want to know, tell us about the company, what makes it different from others like it.
Best Way Disposal is a third-generation family-owned waste management company which headquarters is in Indiana. We service residential, commercial, industrial waste residents, and also we own 4 landfills in Indiana and service 7 transfer stations, or own 7 transfer stations within Indiana.
And you're not new. You told me off camera about 25 years in business at least, or more?
Correct, yes.
And so probably pros at what you do. So those are your current customers. You've got a few contracts now across Northern Kentucky as well as individuals, right?
Yes, we have been awarded 2 city contracts within Northern Kentucky. Currently we service Crestview Hills, for the 3-year contract, and we were just awarded Cold Springs, which we will begin services the 1st of September. In addition to those 2 contracts, we service around 500 homes of unincorporated residents in Boone, Kenton, and Campbell County and Hamilton County, along with our numerous businesses and construction projects that we have.
Very good, and very interesting how you're rolling right across northern Kentucky. And we're watching some interesting video that shows your actual pickups and really what's unique with this sort of robot arm that is extremely efficient, correct?
Correct. In 2007, Best Way Disposal made it a point to fully transfer their fleet to this fully automated arm, which has been a benefit to our company because it serves as a more efficient, effective, and a faster dump. And as you can see, we're able to cover more ground quickly, but also give an opportunity for our drivers to not have to get out of the truck. So for safety instances, we're doing all the dumping in the front, so we're able to watch them, but then also they're not getting hurt as often.
Reduces injuries,
yes.
Which is a super thing, and it's
Correct.
a cost savings to the company. Tell us quickly about some of the other services that you provide that we haven't talked about so far.
Well, for residential, one of the services I want to talk about is that we provide carts for everybody. This is a great benefit because not only it's no additional cost, they can withstand the wind, the rain, but then they're a safety issue. People aren't going through your garbage. They're not enticed to look through them. It's all self-contained. In addition, we provide front-load containers for our businesses for their weekly or, couple of week dumps, but then also we have our construction, so we do roll-offs and porta potties too.
Gotcha. So you're a pretty full-service operation,
yes.
Correct? And the other neat thing, some interesting news to share with the folks, you're hiring, right?
Yes, this is very exciting because Best Way Disposal has invested around $3 million within the area to bring our headquarters to Burlington, Kentucky, and then also we're beginning to build a transfer station in Greendale, Indiana, which means we need more drivers. We're looking for Class A, Class B drivers, and then the mechanics to help us work the trucks. If you're interested, come on down to our office in Burlington, Kentucky, and if you need any additional information, just give us a call. We'd love to talk to you.
That's great news. Well, that's about all the time we have, and if folks want to get in touch with Best Way, they can look on the screen. There's an 800 number and also a website address, and there you have it. Katie, it's been great having you on the show today. Thanks for being with us.
Something suspicious, but you don't want to get involved. It's nothing, you think. Can you be sure? If you see something, say something. Report suspicious activity to local authorities.
Welcome back, folks. Thanks for tuning in to Leading Businesses, Leading Communities. Our guest today is Frank Hicks, and he's with Harper Oil Products. And they also operate hop shops. Those are convenience stores that are a part of gas stations that you probably see all over northern Kentucky. Frank, thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Glad to have you. This is a tough economy right now. Things seem to be going a little slower. How about your company? How is Harper Oil thriving in what appears to be a relatively slow economy?
Recently we've been growing. The past 3 years we put in a lot of hard work, long hours. We really just love our job. We're finding a lot of niches where we can get in there and help customers, and it's really been enjoyable.
And it takes a little bit extra effort these days, and you're on the commercial side of the business, not the retail like we were just talking about, the hop shops and so forth. So for you, how do you have to go out and earn business with your company and doing what you do?
Well, what we have to do is show customers how we can help them with different products or services. We can help them manage their fuel, their usage. We can work on timing deliveries. A lot of times we run into a lot of customers where they've had cutbacks and we're working with them where we can help manage their fuel and lube inventory, where it really puts all the work on our part. So that's just one less thing they have to worry about during their day.
And those are companies that have fleets of vehicles and so forth that are that need your products, or what are the kinds of companies that you would be working with?
Really anybody in commercial, industrial, construction, anybody that uses fuels or lubes.
Got it. So what kind of products do you sell, lubes and products?
Our branded products are Chevron and Petro-Canada. Those are our oils. Then we also have some value products. We sell fuel additives and fuels. We have ValveTech branded fuel, and then all the gasoline, diesel, things like that.
Yeah. So, you've got a lot of challenges every day, I'm sure. But if you had to put your finger on something that you'd say, this is the most challenging part of my job today, what do you think that would be?
Well, getting customers to change. Mm-hmm. We go out all day long and spend time trying to get new business and new customers. And a lot of people either get in a rut or get comfortable, whether it's a purchasing manager or somebody in maintenance. And it's always easier just to call or work with someone you've always worked with. Well, what we do is we can go in and take control, take ownership. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. You don't have to worry about it anymore. The headache won't be there. You don't have to have the fear of change.
Gotcha. And you probably established some very long-term relationships with people as a result of that, and they got to count on you, and they do come to count on you. And so how do you help those customers save money mostly?
Well, we work on trying to advise them the right size of fuel delivery to take based on their usage, so they can remain competitive in the market with what their competition is doing also. With lubes, we try to get the right product in the right place, the right time, the right amount. No over-greasing or under-greasing. A lot of times people have been using the same product for years, and products have changed. So if it's been cross-referenced or something, we might need to update the product or help them out, things like that. A lot of trucking fleets these days, you can go 60,000 miles on an engine oil drain, and that's even with manufacturers' recommendations. Some people get sold like, we're going to do synthetics or something like that, but then they're not going to work on extended drains. So really they're overspending on products. So we can show them how they can use a product that is not as expensive, but will still protect their engine the way it needs to.
Well, that's excellent. Lots of good tips, lots of things that people don't even know and aren't even aware. Another aspect of Harper Oil, which I think is very interesting, if folks want to get in touch with you, how do they do it?
They can call me on my cell phone at 859-393-0891.
Or on the screen, we've got 283-1001, and that's your corporate number, I'm sure.
That's our office number.
And also your website. So that's great. Frank, thanks for being on the show today. It's been great having you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sure.
Harper Oil Products is headquartered in Florence, Kentucky, and serves the tri-state area selling gasoline, diesel fuels, and lubricants, metalworking fluids, coolants, and cleaners to a variety of industries from trucking, earth-moving, concrete, asphalt, and all facets of construction companies, to utilities, municipal governments, industrial, and manufacturing. They retain a certified lubrication specialist for technical advice and have access to local chemical engineers. They operate Marathon-branded convenience stores, also known as hop shops in northern Kentucky. Harper Oil Products, big enough to meet your needs, small enough to care.
Welcome back, folks, and thanks for staying tuned to Leading Businesses, Leading Communities. Our health and wellness segment is sponsored by Humana, who offers a wide range of insurance products and health and wellness solutions for employers and individuals. Humana has learned that people are in better health when they are active and engaged in their social lives, their communities, and their families. Humana helps people achieve lifelong well-being by offering products and programs that meet an individual's physical, social, and emotional needs. Northern Kentucky Chamber members receive preferred pricing on Humana's medical, dental, vision, and life products. Contact your health benefits broker for more information, or you can visit humana.com. With me today is Dr. Heidi Murley, and she's with the Breast Center of St. Elizabeth Healthcare's Women's Wellness Center, but particularly in Fort Thomas.
Correct.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Glad to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Today we need to talk about breast health because it's a very big issue. I think lots of folks suffer from it, but it can be prevented. And
yes.
So that's the good news. What things really do increase breast cancer risk?
Well, probably one of the biggest things that we look at is family history. So if you have multiple family members who have had breast, ovarian, or even prostate cancer, that can significantly increase a woman's risk of getting breast cancer. Discussing your family history, first of all, being aware of what your family history is, talking to your family members about that, and then discussing that with your physician when you see your doctor for regular screening can help us know best how we should screen you, whether you're average risk or perhaps even higher risk.
And the differences in how should an average risk woman be screened versus somebody that's got more tendency. What do you think, what's the frequency?
Well, the average risk patient has about a 1 in 8 chance of getting breast cancer in her lifetime, which is still a significant risk for average risk. Average risk women should be screened starting at age 40, and they should be screened with annual mammography and physical examination. Higher than average risk women should be screened beginning at perhaps 10 years younger than a first-degree family member was diagnosed with breast cancer. So if your mother had breast cancer at age 42, probably in your early 30s you ought to be seeing people for mammography.
What can people do to actually decrease breast cancer risk?
Maintaining a healthy diet, we've heard that for a lot of different health issues, but staying away from things that are high in saturated fat, eating a diet that's rich in fruits and vegetables, avoiding tobacco smoke, minimizing alcohol consumption, and staying away from hormone use after the age of menopause. Those things can significantly decrease risk.
Talk about some of the services that are provided at the breast center.
We provide everything from education and screening to early diagnosis and every intervention that's necessary for the treatment of breast cancer. So surgery, reconstruction if that's necessary, genetic counseling, physical therapy. The radiologists specialize in reading breast mammography. The technologists are trained in doing mammography. And then we have a whole host of recovery services as patients go through their successful recovery after breast cancer.
And you really rely on a wide range of professionals that are in your center and probably collaboratively with others. And so because you have 2 centers in Kenton County too,
yes,
probably can share some things too. Last question, at what age should women stop routine screening? Is there?
That's something they should discuss with their primary physician. Certainly women do get breast cancer even as they get into their 80s and 90s. When women are otherwise healthy and functional, then I think they should continue to be screened without a specific age limit.
Gotcha. So if folks want to get in touch with you, we've got some information on the screen.
Excellent.
And there is a website, stelizabeth.com, but of course your phone number as well. Dr. Morley, it's been great to have a chat with you about breast cancer, and folks should take it seriously and check it out.
Thank you.
Folks, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll wrap up this edition of Leading Businesses, Leading Communities. So, don't go away.
Where can I go to ensure economic vitality and business opportunities?
Where networking and business contacts are provided to grow my business.
Where workforce solutions are provided.
Where I can connect with others on important business issues and community needs.
To get cost-saving benefits from other businesses in the area.
Where I can publicize my business in Northern Kentucky.
Join the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce, leading businesses, leading communities.
Well, folks, that's about all the time we have for today. I'd like to thank our guests from the Business Focus segment of today's program. We first had Dr. Ed Hughes with Gateway Community and Technical College. Next, we had Katie Raverty with Best Way Disposal. And finally, Frank Hicks with Harper Oil Products. And for our Health and Wellness segment, Dr. Heidi Murley with the Women's Wellness Breast Center at St. Elizabeth Healthcare. Finally, we thank our title sponsor, St. Elizabeth Healthcare, and our friends right here at Insight who co-produce this program with us. The Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce provides unique opportunities for businesses by creating a climate for growth and success. Our members make a difference by connecting to important business, civic, and community priorities through the Chamber. We invite you to have your business showcased on this show. Please contact the Chamber for more information. For the latest business news, Chamber events, and programs, please follow us on Twitter at NKY Chamber. And be sure to find us on Facebook and LinkedIn. All businesses are invited to join the Northern Kentucky Chamber by visiting our website at www.nkychamber.com or just call us at 859-578-8800. Thanks for watching Leading Businesses, Leading Communities. We'll see you next time.
You've been watching Leading Businesses, Leading Communities, a presentation of the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce in partnership with Insight, sponsored by St. Elizabeth Healthcare. For more information about this program or to join the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce, please call 859-578-8800 or visit www.nkychamber.com.